Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. My name is Favor. For those who are new here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 7 major differences that I have found between Scotland and England. If you'd like to know more, definitely keep watching. Before we jump into today's video, ensure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and leave me a nice comment. I really love to interact with comments. So without further ado, let's jump right into the first point that I've noticed, which is a major difference between Scotland and England, is the friendliness of the people. Oh my goodness, Scottish people are very friendly. And here's the thing, every time I say Scottish people are very friendly, people are like, friendly like how? Well, if you started your journey in the UK in Scotland and you move over to England, you will notice the clear difference. Scottish people, they are friendly and helpful. English people, they have this choking attitude of, I mind my business. And I know it's kind of contradictory or it's ironic, because when I first moved to Scotland, my first thought was, okay, Scottish people have this mind your business attitude, but to be fair, English people took it up a notch higher. Like, you could literally be struggling with certain things and everybody's just unbothered, and I found that to be quite interesting. The next point I'm going to be sharing is transportation. So the mode of transportation is pretty similar, but the cost is very different. The cost of transportation is very different. It is more expensive to travel in England than to travel in Scotland, and I'm talking about intra-city travel. So, traveling when I was in Glasgow, because I moved from Glasgow to the city of Bristol. So when I was in Glasgow, it was about £4 or thereabout, and that was the student's fare. Even student's fare is still about £5. So adults pay like £7, so that's a lot. The difference is like £1 thereabout, and you may be seeing this is small money, but when you calculate it over a longer period of time, that the difference is very significant. And I also want to mention that Scottish people have what they call the Scots card. So young people who are 22 and under can travel for free with their young Scots card, and then people who are elderly from 60 and above can also get another Scots card. It's not called the Young Scots card, but it's a card that also allows them to travel for free. In England, they don't have anything like that. And I found that quite interesting. So, you have to pay for your fare. But thankfully in Bristol, I've come to find that they actually have 1 month free bus pass. So they will send you a card if you apply. I'm going to leave the link. So if you're ever in Bristol City, or you're ever within this the Bristol region, they have what they call 1 month free bus pass. So the month that is your birthday, you have to prove it, submit some documents and all that, and they'll send you a card. And with that card, you can actually access 1 month free travel. So I will put the link in the description. If you're in Bristol or you're ever coming to Bristol, you can always access it. And even within I think 2 weeks within the month of your birthday, you can still access it. So the month of your birthday, you get 1 bus free bus pass. But that's if you apply before your birthday. So at least that's what they have in Bristol. But it's still not comparable. But I just thought to put that. The next point I'm going to share is the weather. Oh goodness, I feel like that's one thing I don't miss Glasgow for. It's so cold. Scotland is well known for its low temperature and its humid atmosphere. It rains in Bristol, but unlike in Scotland or in Glasgow, where when it rains, it gets really cold. It's not too cold here. I mean, I haven't really experienced winter here, but so far so good. I'm like, okay, this weather is not too bad. I mean, I've been going out in this place without my jacket, and that's not very common in Glasgow, because most times in Glasgow it's always the weather switches up on you. So the day could start out really hot, and by evening you're back to low temperature. But yeah, when it's hot, it's hot. When it's mid, it's mid. When it's cold, it's cold. And it's defined. It's definite. It kind of stays like that throughout the entire day. The weather does not switch up on you. It does not come up as a surprise. It does not catch you by shock or catch you by surprise. And I really like that. Although, like I said, I haven't experienced winter, but so far so good. The weather is way different. Another point I'm going to be sharing is education. So the school calendar for Scotland is earlier than the school calendar in England. So you see most preschool students, high school students, even university students who would have completed their studies in Scotland. You see in England, people have not yet completed, or maybe they've not started a new session. So I found that quite interesting as well. The school calendar runs faster in Scotland than it does in England, and that's mainly because they start later in England. The thing I'm also going to share on the point of education is the tuition fees. I have a video where I explain how higher education is completely free in Scotland. Definitely in England they don't have that, so you have to pay for your higher education. I'm also going to put that video up if you're interested in knowing more. Another point I'm going to be sharing on is on the language. So if you watch my previous video where I shared about, culture shock from Scotland from the Nigerian's perspective, I spoke so strongly about the Scottish accents, which I believe is very popular and everyone knows how strong the Scottish accent is. And that's primarily because one of their major languages is Gaelic. Whereas in England, their major language is English. So clearly the accent struggle is not as much. And for someone like me who is coming from Scotland, now in England, even though I may still struggle here and there with the English accents, but compared to the Scottish accent, the struggle is lesser, and I tend to understand easily or faster compared to, when I'll be there like, okay, sorry, what did you say? What did you say? A wee bit, And I would say that is another difference. Geographically, that's the next point. So geography, Scotland is smaller in landmass compared to England. So England is bigger in landmass, and I think the people are also more in England compared to Scotland. And so far so good. Even in Bristol, from the outlook of the buildings, I don't know what they call that, the actual term for it, but from the way the buildings are arranged, you can tell that there's like more buildings, there are more people, more spaces. It's easier, so the buildings are more clustered. There's clustering of buildings in England. I don't know, that point is just all over the place, but the point is Scotland is smaller geographically or geography. Then the final point, I'm going to give it I'll call it my bias point. Is the point that I'm giving to myself, and it's based on my own bias perspective. So I believe that Scotland is greener compared to England, and I'm saying this with my full chest. I've been to, I'll say, 2 major cities now, or maybe 3 major cities in, what am I even saying? Maybe like 4 major cities in England. I've been to Leeds, I've been to Birmingham, I've been to Manchester, London, and Bristol. Like 5 major cities in England. And compared to just one city, Glasgow, and Edinburgh as well, you can tell clearly that there's a distinction. One is greener compared to the others. Make do with that, whatever you want to make do with it. But I believe personally that there are more trees, there are more, the atmosphere in Scotland is greener compared to the atmosphere in England. So you see more green environments, more green areas compared to England. This is my biased perspective, and I stand to be corrected, but I'm just saying this. So yes, these are the 7 major differences that I found between Scotland and England. Let me know if you think I missed out on any. Let me know if there's any that you probably disagree with me on, but I doubt that. I'm definitely right on most of the points. With this, we have come to the end of today's video. Remember to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, leave me a nice comment. I really love to interact with comments, and I'd love to see if you agree with me on the points that I have raised. Until next time, I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye for now.